Hello and welcome to the Film Vomit Podcast, an extension of the Vomit series of podcasts. As always, I'm your host, Mac Taylor, and today I'm joined by...
Cole Selby for the third time.
So today we're going to be covering My Bloody Valentine, 1981. We're kind of banking off the 1981 year since we did Happy Birthday to Me last time.
Yeah, good era.
Right down to it. We start off with two miners who are going to bone.
Boning is a very recurring theme.
Boning
in the mine is
Boning
a
in the
recurring
mine.
theme.
I don't think any boning happens outside the mine in this movie.
No.
Exactly. You only in this town you could only bone in the mine.
Yeah, but we open up and it's like, it's just it's like the camera work is what I wanted to talk about this one.
Yeah.
Because every beginning shot, like the camera's skewed. It's like off center a bit, which I'm guessing is supposed to relay disorientation in the mine.
Yeah, I think they're trying to kind of start you off a little unsettled, a little off kilter.
with these two people in full mining gear, which I commented on. Like, I think it's really cool that the mining gear is like already kind of scary by itself. It's very creepy looking, so it's a really nice costume to have.
Because sometimes with slasher movie costumes, they can get a little goofy.
Yeah,
this one is legitimately creepy.
I've always thought that simple is better. Like you look at Mike Myers,
it's just a miner. It's a guy,
Jason,
coveralls, a guy in, with the hockey mask and fucking
like a simple thing,
yeah.
like something that someone could actually realistically go and just slap on to hide their identity and then go commit murder.
But like in a mining town, addressing it as a miner is a pretty good idea.
Yeah, like I mean, who's gonna say, "Oh, a miner killed me"? It's like so half the working people in the town.
Exactly.
It's like it's already good. I already like that. It looks cool, and then we get the thing where it's like, oh, it's a lady miner because she takes her unzips.
Because
at
first you didn't know. They were just like, oh, it's a lady.
I mean, the overalls definitely hide the fact.
Yes.
It totally actually could have been her walking in the actual shoot, like just with the mining shit on. No one would have known. But yeah, she unzips, shows off her breasties, well, in a bra. Yeah. We're not at that. Yeah, we don't get actual boob. We get picture boob.
I don't think we get any nudity in this movie.
In the bar, we get those cutouts.
Oh yeah, we got
the
those
centerfolds. We get some titties in a couple scenes, but
like real live titties. I don't think we get any in this movie, which is rare for the time.
And for this particular, like you think they would capitalize on like the title, blood, like Valentine. Like this is obviously
there's a lot of boning going on in this mine, and no one showed titties.
Yeah, they could have showed some. Like I'm just saying, but anyway, we do that, and this is when I noticed a little heart-shaped tattoo on her, and I'm like, oh, she's gonna get stabbed there, and little do we know, she gets stabbed there.
Yeah,
well, it's like reverse impaled onto
first
the
this
pickaxe.
Odd, like where she's fondling his breathing tube.
Yeah,
it's very oddly sexual.
Yeah, thanks for touching my breathing tube that I can totally feel.
It's like super uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was like she's trying to be sexy.
So when she does that, I was like, oh, thank God I can which is odd that like a murder is like, oh, I'm comfortable now.
And it's not connected in any way to the movie, I feel like, except for like
it comes in later a little bit, but as far as like who this person was in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, a lot of opening kills don't in horror movies. You're just kind of we're padding out the body count a little bit. So we meet the miners, the main miners being TJ, Axel, and Hollis, but we see the whole crew kind of being normal dumb dudes in a mine.
Yeah, they definitely have that vibe of just, co-workers, they hang out. Like, it's definitely a small town vibe.
Yeah, small town.
We kind of know how that is.
Yeah, we grew up in a very fucking small town.
Yeah, it's like, like getting together after the work day for some brewskis, like, it's a pretty normal thing for them,
but these aren't like, they're not like the douchebag kids from Happy Birthday to Me. Like they're just
they're working people.
They're goofy.
Yeah, like they're trying to make the best of what they have, which is working in a mine, which isn't the best you can really have, especially after a mine collapse in relatively recent history.
Yeah, 20 years ago. It's not that long ago.
Yeah, so trying to keep spirits up, it's a big deal, I feel like, for them. And you really get that too. Like they actually do. It definitely seems like they've been buddies for a while.
Which they're in the shower, like cracking jokes.
Yeah, and you can only crack shower jokes with your buddies. You're really close, I feel like.
But and the fun fact about that scene is that everyone in it was actually naked.
I just didn't show it.
But yeah, we only see them from the chest up, so there was no real point to them filming that scene naked?
I feel like they would have shown it if allowed.
Here's all these dicks.
Here's at least 23 dicks flopping around.
Dirty mining dicks.
Yeah, dirty dicks.
Going everywhere.
They're dirty dicking all over the place.
He's Dirty Dan.
I'm real dirty.
Yeah, that's so I just found that to be an odd fact. Like, yeah, we're just gonna have everyone completely naked, but we're only gonna right here. There's this up.
Weird shit.
So, they're going around having a good time after they get off work. And Axel and TJ have tension because TJ was dating Sarah. Mm-hmm. Then he just left.
But not telling anybody.
Not telling anybody where he went. Tried to go off and start over new somewhere. It didn't work out. So he came back to town and just expected everyone to just be back to where, like, as nothing would change when you leave town. Right. And now Sarah's dating Axel. And Axel and TJ were friends back in the day. But, like, he expects her to leave Axel and just be with him, which is a total douchebag maneuver.
Yeah, which I can find a very good parallel with this part of the movie with us two, because you and I both dated the same lady at one point. And and I was head over heels for her at the time, but she was with you, so I'm like, okay, then I guess whatever. It's not like it's not a big deal. Like, stuff happens and time goes forward.
People change, and also, like, he was there with her.
Yeah. After you just abandoned her. Yeah.
What do you expect to happen? You expect her to wait around?
That's just
on
horrible.
The off chance you may come back.
Yeah, that's horrible.
You left.
Yeah, that's horrible and selfish of him to do that. And that immediately breaks him out as like a dickhead.
And this is supposed to be our main character, our protagonist that we're like wanting to root for.
I've never cared so little about protagonists in my life, honestly. He did not seem like the protagonist in this movie.
There's only really one character in this movie who's semi-likable, which is Hollis.
Yeah, Hollis is OG.
But it's so weird, because even in Happy Birthday to Me, the main character, we liked her.
Yeah. She had nuance.
Yeah.
She had stuff going on. But with TJ, it's like he's a dickhead who left and is mad because his ex-girlfriend won't take him back.
Yeah, and then Axel's kind of a douche at times, and then Sarah...
Douche is like rubbing it in his face, though. Like out of his way, rubbing it in his face.
And then Sarah just she'd make up her mind about anything and just kind of like instigates the situation.
Yeah. It's like, ooh, who do I want to go to this fucking dance with? Maybe the person you're dating.
Yeah. It's like so simple to answer this. It's like, everyone's just shitty, and you just want them all to die.
Like, I thought I rubbed my forehead a lot during my Happy Birthday to Me, but all right, and with more about TJ, like I've already said, he puts himself off as a dickhead already right off the get go for his bullshitness. Axel is putting himself off as a dickhead because he's going out of his way to fuck with TJ about the things like, ooh, I'm dating the girlfriend you used to have and that you still like, and it's stupid. They're childish the whole way through, both of them. And I know that they're supposed to be the people I'm supposed to pay attention to, and I just don't want to.
Yeah, there's a lot of my notes in here. It's like, can we just forget about the stupid love triangle so we can get back to the actual horror plot at hand?
They tried to work the love triangle in with the main
but
plot,
it really doesn't fit.
And it doesn't. Like, it
could have been the main part of the story.
It could have just been away. It could have been just something gone.
Exactly.
I'll go more into what I think about it once we get to the parts where I can talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to talk too much about the end of the movie.
I just want to bring up the fact that, I hate this love triangle thing. We'll talk more about it when it's prevalent.
Yeah.
But it's never really actually
important. Yeah.
So, the town is known for Valentine's Day, which is a weird thing for a town to be known for.
The thing is, its name is Valentine Bluffs. The town name is Valentine Bluffs.
Why, though? Why is this the town for Valentine?
Yeah.
Why is this weird... I know it's probably not supposed to be Canada, but why is this Canadian town supposed to be Valentine's Day?
I understand, you're, the town name is Valentine. Oh, we should do it, but, these are full-grown-ass adults putting up a fucking high school dance.
Yeah, but the whole town's, apparently goes to this dance.
Everybody. It's a whole thing.
Very strange.
I understand small towns having a get together thing because in small towns a lot of people know each other, so but having a dedicated holiday thing and so specific for it to be Valentine's Day and not have like, a Christmas get together and be known for that. But no, it doesn't make it kind of makes sense, but it also irks me because it's stupid.
Yeah. True. So TJ's father, who is the owner of the mine, and the old lady who owns the laundromat, Mabel, they're coming into the place, and Howard, the prankster, falls out and pretends to have head trauma.
Yeah, which is funny.
And because he's the typical prankster character you see in a horror film where he just cracks jokes and then ends up getting horribly murdered.
Yeah.
That's literally all his character is meant to do. Mm-hmm. So that happens.
Which is the main character I've always wanted to play in a slasher film. Like I've told you, I want to be the one who dies, and I want to be funny.
Comedy, murder. That's what I want. And TJ's also like super tense with his dad. He's like, well, if you're not out there being a big shot, go work in the mine.
And also like, isn't he like also the mayor? TJ's dad?
Yes.
Also, like he
owns the mine.
That sounds like some political play.
And
like I'm rich and powerful
in Valentine's Day town.
Yeah.
It's a really strange world they live in.
It does seem kind of odd that TJ's dad would be so hard on him, honestly. And hard about him working in the mine.
He's the one being a dick, though. TJ's
yeah.
Well, whatever. I don't have to sit here and listen to this dance talk. And he walks off, and he's like, oh, what's wrong with that guy?
And really that, like his first parts in the movie, like his first interactions with other characters.
Such a bitch.
It made me feel like that he wasn't actually the protagonist of the movie. It just like
when are we going to meet the main character?
Like spoilers ahead, but he felt like an Axel to me.
Oh, like what he would end up being.
Yeah, spoilers, but he felt like Axel to me.
He just
like someone I shouldn't care about as much.
But really, besides Hollis, who do we care about in this movie? No one really.
Yeah, like Hollis immediately comes out the gate, super cool, super funny. He's a real OG. He's a
great mustache.
He is a jolly man, 100%.
So.
And a great fantastic mustache, twirly ends, French mustache.
And then one of the kids is like, "Hey there, Mayor, there's some candy that was dropped off for you." And he's like, "Oh, I love Valentine's Day candy."
Yeah. This is the first Valentine's gift we get to the mayor / chief because I put them both in the same category.
Yeah, they're usually together in a scene.
So very very first gift.
The mayor opens up the box, and it's a human heart.
Yeah. Like, he's in the car with the chief, driving down, and he's bullshitting with him. It's like, oh, this is so cool. And he opens it, and it's an anonymous message at first. He's like, oh, no. And opens it, and there's a human heart, and he's like, oh, no, not again. Like, super casual about seeing a human heart in a fucking Valentine's Day fucking gift box. Like, no sane human is going to react that chill about it. Like, that's a human. I would freak out. I would probably throw up.
This is like take 36. Like, whatever. It's a heart in a box. Yeah. That's so crazy.
Like
Harry Warden.
Yeah, like a Harry Warden. Like, I would have, like personally, I probably would have thrown up. I don't care about how much shit I've seen.
And they immediately like, well, Harry Warden's back. And it's not like.
Oh, yeah.
It could be a copycat killer. It could be just another random psychopath.
And this is something I've brought up, too. They immediately go to Harry Warden.
There's no it's this.
Which I guess some context.
In horror films, when most authority figures are like overly skeptical, these people are like underly skeptical.
Yeah, very underly. And put to context, Harry Warden is a dude who went and killed people
20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Well,
19.
19 years ago.
19 years ago.
But still. 19 years ago.
Yeah,
and he's been in a mental institution.
Yeah, they put him into it was state sanctioned. Yeah. Put into an institution, and then 19 years later, another killing happens, and they're immediately like, it's the guy we locked up.
Hey, there's a dead bird in the old Carruthers barn. That must be Harry Warden back again.
And there's more shit about that I want to talk about later.
Yeah.
And then that happens, and he's like, oh no, and then they immediately.
We cut to the bar, where Axel and Hollis?
No, Axel and Hollis, yeah.
Are playing Five Finger Filet.
Yeah.
And the bartender is the Crazy Ralph archetype of character where he's like the arbiter of doom. Mm-hmm. Where he's like, He's like, he tells the backstory, so we get all the exposition about how Harry Warden, there was like everyone was at the Valentine's Day dance, trying to bone, and a cave-in happened at the mine because the supervisors left early.
And he was like, oh, and everyone just kept partying, because even though this explosion in his mind happened fucking miles away, they didn't care, probably because they didn't fucking know.
They didn't hear it.
Yeah, but because
it happened underground. It's a mine.
It was a far, far away place. And we do that, and like every single scene that he's in, just about, there's a super close up.
It cuts to him
onto his face,
right, and then it'll slowly pan out,
and it pulls out, and it's like a slow. Because
it's got to be that ominous of and one day Harry Warden could come for you.
Definitely. He's definitely
he's a crazy Ralph type,
harbinger of doom, as you said. And I feel like that's the type of character.
I did like how the first part was intercut with the 5-finger fillet. So like the pounding of the 5-finger fillet was the suspense
it adds
building.
That tension.
That was fun. And then Axel stabs himself in the finger because that's what happens when you play 5-finger fillet.
And that's the release. I mean, that's when someone
you lose. That's when the camera like pulls out. It's not so fucking tight.
When you lose 5-finger fillet, you get your fingers cut. But if you win, then you don't. So start getting better.
But still, if you never play 5-finger fillet, you have a 0% chance of cutting your hand, unless you're opening a can of SpaghettiOs like I did the other night.
What?
I wounded my pinky on a can of SpaghettiOs.
That sounds rough.
Listen, just because it's a pull top does not mean it's safe.
It's not safe.
Let this be a warning to you kids.
But and then that,
Harry Warden's back.
Yeah, he says that. He's like, oh, and then there was a mine explosion, and
Yeah, and then Harry Warden cannibalized the other 4 men.
Yeah.
In 6 days. He ate 4 people.
Yeah, like, I understand that, you're hungry, you're scared, you're in a situation, and you don't know if you're going to get out.
But not all those guys were dead.
But you immediately, there's 6 people here, and all 5 of them are dead except for you, and you're eating them. You are not in that bad of a situation.
And then when they find him, he's just screaming.
Yeah.
And eating flesh, and
it's
like
I don't understand what the makeup was about. He looked blue.
Yeah,
Was he supposed to be bruised?
He looked like the Dawn of the Dead Romero early zombies.
Exactly. Exactly like that. Just really blue, purpley, gray, blotchy makeup, trying to make it look like he's bruised, I think.
I guess, or that, and he's so dusty from the cave.
Yeah, dust.
But it looked more blue than gray or ashy.
He was. It was weird, and then the scream was like, ah!
It's like no one goes that insane in 6 days.
Like, I get it. You're in a situation.
Hell, weren't those Chilean miners trapped in that mine for like a week or 2?
Yeah, and I mean, there was a story about this dude who was like trapped in a sunken ship for like 2 weeks. Like,
did he eat anybody?
No, he didn't. He didn't have to eat anybody. He was fine. Like the ship sunk, and there was an air pocket inside the sunken ship, and that's where he chilled out at. He didn't have to eat anybody.
Did he go insane?
No, he was fine. I mean, he says he'll never work on a boat again.
Well, yeah, I mean,
but yeah, he's fine.
So Harry Ward was apparently already right on the brink of insanity.
Weak-minded.
And this just tipped him right over.
The straw that broke the camel's back was a mine cave-in.
Apparently, he just strolled right out of the mental ward a year later and committed these murders. So it's like, how do you just walk out of a mental institution?
He was state-sanctioned. And when we find out, later about stuff, but it's like it's hard to.
And he also did the hearts in the candy boxes. Yeah, that's why that guy was like, "Who's back?"
Yeah, I mean, but you wouldn't just think of a copycat first.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the first thing I would do. But
and so they're like, and then we decided not to have a Valentine's Day party anymore until this year.
Ooh, I mean, pretty fucking late. Honestly, I would think 19 years. I would do like 2. It's like it's not too early anymore.
17-year limit, guys. Come on.
Come on. But anyway.
And then TJ's again. Sarah's like, he's just playing pool, not really being no much of a douchebag, and she's like, "Oh, just give it up already. I'm with Axel now." And he's like, "God damn it!"
This is a stupid thing. Like, wait, no, he's not playing pool. He's playing like this weird handheld shuffleboard thing.
He's not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, I want to say that it's a weird shuffleboard game, and the thing is, she's sitting there, and it's with Axel, and and it's like, I just want to go put some music on. And he's like, okay. And then she goes and immediately was like,
shit.
like you can stop being, all angry and fucking angsty. Like, but dude, he wasn't doing anything. I mean, yes, he might have been looking at you a little bit like off the side every now and again.
But
and that's kind of creepy.
Yes.
But
not as creepy as those kids from Happy Birthday to Me.
Yeah, definitely.
These people are very normal.
Yes. But and it's like, then you go out of your way to cause a situation, cause a scene.
She's an instigator.
Yeah, like do not instigate this kind of thing. And then she's so back and forth.
Yeah.
The whole movie, I don't
God.
understand what she wants. The only reason why she ends up who she's with is because that's the person who's alive.
Yep.
So.
And even then, she still may go back to the other guy.
And like, because she wanted to go see the other guy.
Yeah.
When they found out he wasn't actually dead from the cave-in. But
anyway.
Yeah. Fuck. Stop from that.
So then they get when the cop and the mayor are trying to find out where Harry Warden is. The lady's like, yeah, I have no idea. I can't find any files on him. And whoops, he's gone.
Like, how do you just lose files?
How do you lose a mental patient? Like,
yeah.
You fucking keep track of that shit, especially one that has murdered people.
Yeah, like, I understand that, back then was probably a bunch of paper filing. So it can be hard and probably a long time to find the right files, but they don't just leave. They don't just fucking disappear unless someone fucked up.
And if you transfer, like, this shit you have on record.
Yeah, transfer, like, that's a big thing. And it's just like, we don't know who this, mentally unstable person is that you
guys are having some murders over there? Be fine.
Yeah, like...
It's all good.
And they put themselves, like the person on the call, she puts herself off as just not giving any shits at all. Like, oh, it's not happening in my town. I don't give a fuck. Like, come on, dude.
And then the doctor's like, oh, geez, this heart is cut right out like someone butchered it. And they're like, well, we think it's Harry Warden. He's like, oh, Harry Warden, he's the one that killed all them people in that mine. I'm like, Doc, we already had the exposition told to us by the bartender. We don't need it told again.
Yeah, he's like, you guys have all your evidence right here that it's Harry Warden, and then shows and just picks up the heart again in the fucking bowl.
Yeah, it's like
a metal bowl.
What do you mean that's all the proof we need? Again, there's other options.
Like, anyone can cut out a heart. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anyone can. Like, with a good enough knife and some persistence and strength, you can cut out the heart and then put it in the box.
So then we cut to Mabel, who is doing she's in the laundromat doing laundry, like it's her job.
Which we find out, it's her laundromat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she gets a Valentine that says, basically like, you're next.
Yeah, it's like, you're gonna die.
And then she turns around and, there's Harry Warden,
yep.
quote unquote. And then she does that, like, quick fall down thing but I give her a pass because she's an old lady.
Yeah.
And basically she tries to run away and gets pulled back and is stabbed off screen.
Yeah, impaled by the
pickaxe. The pickaxe comes at the camera and we get the cut.
Which there's a lot of cut away from kills.
Typical slasher movie, got the MPAA cut it all to shit because they apparently 9 minutes were cut out of this movie because that's a lot of fucking time cut out of the movie.
Of time. And what majority of it was like kill?
Yeah, most of it's all gore.
So like we're just missing
gore
kills.
And dicks.
Gore and dicks. We're missing out on gore
and dicks. A lot of dicks.
A fuck ton of dicks.
A lot of dirty dicks.
And at least double the amount of balls.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of dicks, whole lot of balls.
At least.
Don't even get me started.
Someone might have a triple ball.
Exactly. Then, yeah.
And I was kind of sad to see Mabel die. I liked her. She was a sweet old lady.
Yeah, she was a sweet old lady. Yeah, usually slasher films are the, like, morality plays where it's like, don't bone, don't do drugs. Yeah. This one's just like, don't be an old lady in your town.
Don't be an old lady. And it's like, and we get back to the killings from 19 years ago when the dude went and killed the supervisors. That
made sense.
Yeah, I can honestly be like, I get that. I get why he'd want to go kill him. He's the reason why a bunch of people died in a way.
Go out to party again. Yeah. How is this the town's fault?
Yeah, he's blaming the Valentine's Day party and not just the supervisors. And he killed the supervisors. It was their fault. Obviously, and he's like, no hold parties anymore, don't have fun.
And also, if he went completely insane, how did he have the wherewithal to plot murder?
Yeah, for real. And it's like it's shouldn't have killed Mabel.
God damn it,
she didn't deserve that. Good kill though.
Then it was actually the aftermath is the memorable part.
Yes.
So then we cut to all the young adults
Yeah, they're chilling out the junkyard.
Cooking on their engine.
Cooking on which honestly, little fun fact, your engine actually doesn't get that hot. It doesn't really get hot enough to cook stuff too very well. It gets hot, but
it looked like leftovers. He was they were reheating it.
Yeah, like it's like because he was like, this isn't a microwave. Like, yeah, sure, but like,
so,
that's definitely a weird Southern Midwestern thing that people do. So
yep. And they're hanging out in a junkyard.
Yeah, like because I remember one time I went fishing and it was so hot that the hot dogs I kept on the roof of the roof of the truck was like getting cooked because it was getting so hot. But yeah, and we go to them and they're cooking their stuff or reheating their stuff.
And then we get a jump scare.
Yeah,
but it's whiskey.
Yeah, it's actually a jump scare. I mean, I guess it could be a jump scare. Whiskey is pretty scary sometimes.
No,
not the whiskey.
I mean, if you're like severely hungover.
Or just an alcoholic.
Yeah, that's true. That's a really deep horror film.
Not the alcohol, no.
I'm not going back on the wagon.
Yeah. Well, we get some harmonica playing.
Yeah, and because like it's like Axel's trying to be cool with him.
Yeah.
And then TJ's like, guess we have a problem. And it's like, God damn it.
Yeah,
dude.
he's like, no, like you are making a problem. Axel was chilling, playing his harmonica.
Like, all right, you want to go? Let's go. And then Axel just walks away.
Yeah, as a normal person should. It's like, yes. I'm not going to deal with this. I'm not going to deal with this instigator.
Fuck out of here, dude.
Like, it's like, we have a problem. I'm going to play harmonica with you. I'm going to with you for a little bit, and then I'm going to fucking yell at you, and then yell at you some more, and then you're going to leave, and then fucking OG, big man Hollis.
Yeah, comes to calm TJ's loins.
Yeah.
Where he's like, hey, man, you did leave, and he is with her now. Maybe you should just chill it on out.
Back off a bit. Like, he's being so nice about it. He's being so cool about it. He's like the ultimate glue to hold this group together.
Yes. Hollis is the best.
Yeah, I want a super
and then we learn it's Friday the 13th.
Oh, yep. I love it when
Reference.
I love it when Friday falls on the 13th.
And then we get
go
Patty and Sarah talking about. Sarah's like, I don't know who I want to go to the dance with.
Yeah. And it's like your boyfriend, the person you're dating.
And Patty's like, well, you gotta go because I got a dress that's cut down to here and cut up to here. And I loved Patty a lot too.
She was fun.
The conversation, I gave this credit. It actually sounds like what early 80s teenage girls would be having a conversation about.
Teenage.
Young adults.
Yeah, teenage. Let's say that.
You know what I mean?
These are adults.
It sounded like a typical conversation because sometimes when guys try to write for older guys try to write for teenage girls, it shit don't translate that well. So that's why Halloween's dialogue is so good because Deborah Hill wrote the female dialogue and it sounds
really good.
But they did a good job here.
Yeah, I definitely.
Although the writer of this film has only credited with writing one other major motion picture. Can you guess what that is, Cole?
I feel like I'm just gonna be like an moment after I know. What is it?
Happy birthday to me.
Wow. Oh God, that's great. That's great.
Connection I didn't even know we had.
That's cool. Yeah, that we get that. Like that's when we also find out that.
Well, yeah. So the cop shows up.
Yeah.
To the laundromat, and there is a. I'll let you take this, but I'm going to set it up. So there is a very clear, bloody dryer going. Like you can see how gross it looks in there. Go ahead, take it from here.
Yeah. Okay. So comes in and he's like, "Oh, Mabel, look, we got stuff to talk about the dance." And so he goes through, and the first thing I notice is the bloody dryer. Because throughout the entire scene, which I love this, by the way, they show the dryer spinning and bloody the entire time.
It is very noticeable.
Through every cut, it's like continuity to the best. I like that. It's really cool. Mm-hmm. But this dude is just so fucking brain dead. He walks by it a few times, doesn't notice it, but notices all the hearts on the Valentine's Day decorations are all turned upside down. Oh, man, let me pick up this heart and look at it. oh, no, oh, and he looks around, it's like, oh, there's more hearts, and then he opens up the dryer next to the bloody one that's also running, and it has clothes in. He opens it, there's clothes, and he just grabs the clothes out. It's like, oh, what are these doing here? What are clothes doing in a dryer in a public laundromat? Gee, I wonder what. I wonder if someone's drying their clothes. And then through the act of God, yeah. Mabel's dryer opens up.
Mabel from the afterlife is like, you stupid son of a bitch. Let me just push this out.
He would not have found anything if that didn't just happen by happenstance.
She'd still be in that dryer.
Like, she'd be a shriveled up bag at this point.
But also, like, that's an interesting, because, you know, Happy Birthday to Me's thing was like 6 of the most bizarre murders you've ever seen. These are some actual bizarre murders.
Yeah, the dryer
like a dryer
one's cool.
kill.
It's cool.
I mean, she was already dead, but a dryer body.
Yeah, you see it.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Not
super plausible, but interesting.
Yeah, and we cut to Sarah walking down the street by herself.
Yep.
In the dark. Because before that, TJ goes and picks her up from like her work.
Well, first, Axel and TJ get into a fight at the mine.
Oh, yeah.
Which is at a mine full of methane. Not the best thing to do. And then they find a poem in Mabel's ribs. And he's like, we got to cancel the dance. Okay. And also, don't tell anyone about the body. She had a heart attack.
Yeah, really trying to cover it up here.
Yeah. But it's like, they're very quick to be like, yeah, fuck that dance, we're done.
Yeah.
Which is like the antithesis of Jaws, which is like, the mayor being like, nope, we need this money, blah, blah, blah. These people are like, nope, fuck it, we're done. That's it. Yep. Harry Warden, we're done.
Yep. Fuck Harry Warden. We don't want a chance.
And they're like, and also no house parties to the kids or the young adults, whatever.
No house parties. I'm an adult. I work in the mine. I go to the bar.
It isn't my house. If I want to have a party in it, I will do so.
Like, the coronavirus thing didn't stop people from having house parties. Like, this is not going to stop people from having
And they didn't even tell them why. They were just like, you just don't fucking do it.
Yeah. Yeah, like, no reason. Like, I guess they had to think about Mabel's death. God damn it, just let these children, because, you know, kids or young adults or whatever, they're not going to listen. Yeah. But if you were like, there's a fucking murderer out here, maybe they'll be like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this. Yeah.
And yeah, TJ just, as you alluded to earlier, just straight up kidnaps Sarah.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you're getting in my car. And she's like, I don't want to go. And he's like, oh, but you're gonna do it.
It's like, I'm not listening. It's like, that's kidnapping. And then they go to like a field, an open field, and just kind of hang out, and then
they're all angsty. And I'm like, what movie are we watching?
Yeah. And then they like kiss and whatever, and have this heartfelt
stupid.
Heart
I put stupid sappy love triangle. Fuck off.
It's stupid. And then we get to
it's
her.
It's out of place.
Yeah, and then she's like,
we had a body in a dryer. Then they're like, we gotta cancel the dance. And then they're like, oh yeah, right, and also this romance thing.
Oh yeah,
we
can't forget about that. And then and we cut to her walking home by herself.
Yeah.
In the dark, when like TJ goes to the bar and Axel's like, "Where's Sarah?" And he's like, "Oh, it's not my job it's not my shift to watch her."
Yeah, took her out all day and then you just left her at the park.
It's like I'm not gonna drive you home. I'm gonna drop you off like a mile from.
I only
house.
drive my girlfriends home.
Like it's stupid. And then we get that little fake scare from the chief,
the flashlight,
police chief, to Sarah right in front of her house, because as soon as he's done talking to her, she walks through a yard to a door. And I'm like, you stopped her right in front of her house. Like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm outside.
With the world's largest flashlight.
Yeah, huge. This thing's a baton level of flashlight. Fucking hefty. And that was weird. Yeah, and then we get to
So then they're like, hey, we'll just throw a party. They're at a bar already.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, we'll just throw a party at the mine.
Great idea. Yeah, let's throw
the place where all the murders happened 20 years after the murders happened.
Yeah. And also, you know, it's also your place of work, because if you get caught, you're lost your job.
Exactly. It's like what this is just there's like 1,000 reasons why this is a terrible idea.
Yeah. And then
you're already at a bar.
Yeah, and it's, you know, the bartender's acting creepy again at the bar, and they're telling him, it's like, yo, fuck off, old man, or whatever.
So he goes and he puts a fake Harry Warden to, like, spring load when you open the mine door.
Yeah.
And he's having a blasty blast with it.
Yeah,
Like, he opens it, and it pops, and he closes it, and he opens it,
yeah.
And he opens it, and he closes it.
Yeah, he's loving his work. Loving it. Self-indulging in his own self.
And then he goes to open it the fourth. He goes to leave, and he turns back around and one more time, and then it's actually Harry Warden who then hits him in the stomach with a pickaxe, and now he's dead.
And then drags him away with the pickaxe. Which is kind of cool.
It's probably lodged in his rib cage.
Yeah. Which, like, he could have just avoided death if he just wasn't so self-indulgent with himself.
Or just didn't go there and do that at all.
Yeah, or just didn't do that at all.
Just stay at the bar.
Like, he did that just out of spite.
Everyone in this movie would still be alive if they stayed at that goddamn bar.
Yeah. Like, he did that just out of spite for these people.
Yep, exactly.
Like, just because he's like, oh, I'm going to show them. I'm going to show them a thing or two.
Real danger up in here.
It's like, well, you showed him a thing or two. Definitely. It's show some death.
And then we get another box of chocolates, which is actually just a box of chocolates this time. And the guy's like, oh, thank God. And then we cut to the people at the party near the mine, and they're doing some very tame stuff. They're boiling hot dogs. They're drinking, I think, beer.
Yeah, something.
It's Canadian. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between a ginger ale logo and a beer logo in Canada. And they're playing pool. That's it. Yeah. That's the crazy shenanigans they're getting into.
And it shows to troublemaker, because
Howard.
The
other guy.
The other guy,
yeah,
which I don't even think he was even given.
Yeah, he gets his head dunked in the boiling hot dog water.
Yeah, which was great.
Hot dog
water. And like what happens is this lady comes out of the kitchen, with some food, and she's like, she's a bit thick. Yeah. Chunky and curvy.
With two C's.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I got the munchies. And I'm like, oh, he's going to go snack on some rolls. But no, he actually goes to the kitchen.
Yeah, it's like,
get some actual
we talked about that. We're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, she was attractive. Like, go over there.
Like, I'm going to go, I got me some munchies. I'm going to go get
She got food with her. Go.
But no, his hunger for hot dogs led to his death.
Yes, it did.
But
also, it's like kind of really hard to die this way. Like, you have to really let someone dunk your damn head in there.
Yeah.
In this small ass thing of boiling water.
Yeah, like you're basically just drowning them in the boiling water just for pain.
Yep. And then the chief then finds a heart inside a box with like all these. Why are all these stray dogs in this town?
Yeah, like a pack of stray dogs.
Yeah, it's like it's a lot of stray dogs.
That's raving outside the station.
And then when he's like, go on, get over here, go. It just sounded like a Christmas story to me.
Yeah.
So like I was like, better movie. And then it says, you didn't stop the party. And he's like, what party?
Like, what party, damn it?
At our house.
I said, no parties. Why is there a party?
Like, turned into a college movie. Like, you goddamn beta house kids.
Yeah, like, it turned stupid.
And we get Howard snorting ginger ale for some fucking reason.
Just to be funny, I guess.
And we get more love triangle bullshit.
Yeah, they get in a big fight. TJ and
Hollis wins.
Yep.
Fucking throws Axel.
Oh yeah. Like
with a flick of the wrist.
Yeah, like he just comes in, like fucking just cranks him on the neck. He's like, you guys stop, and he just chucks him behind him with just the strength of one arm, like this massive human, and then he gets all pissy and leaves.
Meanwhile, what was the chick's name?
Sylvia. Sylvia.
Sylvia and a Ron Howard lookalike go to bang in the mine. Because again, everyone can't just go home. They gotta bang in the mine.
Yeah, people have to bang in the mine.
Yeah, like I said, no one just bangs out of this mine ever.
Yeah.
And then so they're cuddling up by like where all the suits drop down, which is like a kind of a terrible place to be.
Yeah.
Especially when there's a shower right there. You couldn't have just went in the shower.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to bang the mine, do it right. And he goes, I'll be right back. And he doesn't fucking die. Yeah. Which is like, it's going against true. So he leaves her by herself. And he goes inside to get beer and doesn't notice the severed head in the fridge because he stays turned around. I
hated that. Like,
and then the girls find a boiled heart in the hot dog thing, and they're like, oh, what a terrible prank. And it's like, what do you mean? Where do you think that came from?
Like, they don't question anything.
No, these kids, unlike the adults who are just like quick to the assumptions, these kids are like, no fear of death.
Yeah. Like, we're not going to die.
And then he comes back and he sees the shower running, and he's like, this is such a weird line. He goes, all right. And I'm like, quit saying all right. And then he goes, I'm coming in there. And then he sees her that the spigot has been shoved through her mouth, so the water's coming out her mouth with blood kind of mixed in it.
It was kind of cool.
Really liked that. I wish we could have saw the whole
we didn't.
thing.
We didn't get. All we really got from her was like she got
put up.
Yeah, like she got jump scared by the bartender's body.
Well, she got jump scared by all the things falling, which was cool. It was very inventive.
Yeah, and then we just get like
way of using the set you organically have to create terror. I thought that was actually really good. They actually do a lot of inventive things with the mindset, because this is a real mine they're in. Yeah. They're shooting in a legit mine, which I think may still exist today, but it's not operational.
Okay.
Let's see here. So then Hollis, his girlfriend, Howard, Sarah, and 2 random bodies decide they're going to head down to the mine. Some of them to bone.
Yep, always.
Because, where else are you going to bone in this town? And Hollis is trying to keep the rules, though. He's like, all right, we got to stay together. If you go over there, we got to meet up at this time. Because he's the only one that's like, I don't want to lose my job.
Yeah.
Because he's the only good person in this movie.
He really is.
And the couple immediately splits up to bang.
Mm-hmm. Immediately.
Meanwhile, inside, the partiers find the bodies. Yeah. And not Ron Howard has a mental breakdown. Mm-hmm. And so everyone leaves, and TJ and Axe are like, wait, we got to go save Sarah.
Yeah, only Sarah.
Only Sarah.
Yeah, fuck everyone else.
Everybody else goes to get help, which there's only like 1 cop in this town.
Yeah, and then it goes to Hollis, continuing with the tour, and then they get scared by
Howard.
Yeah, because scared by Howard, from like jumping up on like
the rafter
above them. Yeah,
acting like he's dead, and then he laughs about it, and then you see that Harry Warden was up there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why didn't he kill him before then and actually drop the body down?
Yeah,
it's like he was kind of playing around with things for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And then that's when we get to the those 2 who went off to bang, making out in a minecart.
And then we see Warden's busting the lights.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And they hear it, and Howard's like, it must be a couple of rats. And Hollis like, that ain't rats. And then he's like, let's go the opposite way of where that came from.
He's so sensible. He knows. Like, don't go towards the weird sounds in the mine shaft that you're in. It's a pretty good rule to follow.
Meanwhile, the kids tell the mayor and the cop hey, you get down to that mine, Harry Warden's there. And they're like, oh, shit, our worst fears have come true.
Yeah.
And then TJ comes out of nowhere and is like, tells them all about the danger. Mm-hmm. And then they find the couple that had been drilled off camera.
Yeah,
which was originally shot. That scene was shot, but it was part of the 9 minutes.
Yeah, we didn't even get like any hint to their death until we saw them.
We didn't even see him like pick something up and go toward him. No, we just see aftermath.
Yeah, that's definitely just another case of the cuts.
Weak sauce.
That happened in the movie.
Well, what could have been if the gore could have been upped in this film?
Yeah. We get that. That's when we get.
Yeah, then Hollis goes off and ends up getting the nail gun to the head.
Yeah,
which we do see.
Yeah, he has to get nail gun because he's too powerful.
And then he stumbles into Howard and the girls, and Howard's like, "Yep, fuck it, I'm out of here."
I mean, yeah. I mean, I would.
And then Warden dips off into the side tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And Patty is like delirious, and Sarah's like slapping her to keep her together.
Yeah.
Like, we've got to get out of here alive. And like they're having Axel and TJ both take turns leaving, as though like we're trying to like, was one of them actually the killer? Like they're trying to leave it open, trying to make the audience question things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then because Axel comes up, he's told about TJ, and then when TJ, which we don't know is TJ at the moment, is rounding the corner, like he picks up a log, and it gets prepared to hit, and as soon as he rounds the corner, cracks him with the log in the stomach.
Yeah, and then they decide they're gonna climb a ladder out of here, and then Howard's body falls, and then they were like, "Yep, we're just not gonna climb this ladder anymore. We're gonna go the other way." Yeah. It's like, wait a minute, what? I know you made a big thing out of that.
Yeah, like you're taking all this time to go up the ladder, and then a body falls. You immediately go back down the ladder to leave, even though you were on the ladder to leave. Like, you were on your way to leave, and you just... And like, oh, there's another dead guy. Might as well.
We're too scared.
Yeah, I would have gone faster up the ladder.
Exactly.
Like, fuck this. Like, it's no way he can get me here. Like, it was, and like the whole time, Axel has like this really big grin on his face.
I didn't notice. You pointed that out to me. I was like, hey, he does have a shit-eating grin on his face. So then Axel's like, hey, you guys go ahead. I'm gonna go over here. And then we hear a fall, and it looks like he's drowned in this 60 foot of water. And TJ. Which I don't know if that water is like pulling, if it has like a stream or a current.
It's supposed to be like 60 foot deep.
But that doesn't mean you can't jump in and swim and get him.
Like he just kind of sunk.
Which I guess they had a lot of gear on.
Yeah.
I guess that's heavy, but still.
I mean, like he had like a jumpsuit and like a helmet on.
Yeah. But he didn't even attempt. He's like, oh yeah, he's dead. All right, we're out of here. Yeah. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. He's like, that's our protagonist.
He's like, there's nothing I can do. That's 60 foot deep. Yeah, but of still water.
But his light's still like right there. You can at least try to reach in and pull him up.
Yeah, you just stop caring. You just want Sarah. He wants Sarah. He wants Sarah all to himself.
He's like, oh well, I guess this love triangle's over. All right, Sarah, me and you are together now.
Yeah, and then after that, TJ splits away from Sarah, and then
which is a good idea.
Yeah, he tells them like he specifically tells them to stick to the left side of the wall and keep going when he leaves, and then we hear like a cave-in kind of sound.
And then Warden pops up and axes Patty in the stomach.
Yeah, because they were following the right side of the cave wall and not the left. As they were told to do.
There were no axes on the left side of the wall.
Yeah, you got impaled from the right side when you're supposed to be following the left side. Your fault.
So now Sarah's all alone, and then TJ like, why do people in horror films always like you see a hand like, hey?
Yeah, like
it's like why are you scaring someone in a life-threatening situation? That's a horrible idea.
Like I would make my presence known.
Yes.
Before like it's like, hey, I'm coming up. I'm
like,
gonna.
If you see her and you're like, hey, it's me.
Yeah.
Not. Oh, let me grab you by the shoulder and startle you.
Yeah, and that's when they start up the mine carts to help them help get out.
And Warden's chasing them in the mine cart.
Yeah, jumps on the mine carts.
And it's a shovel versus a pickaxe situation.
Yeah.
Which those are strong shovels because they're meant for mining, so like it does make sense that the shovel would withstand the blow.
Yeah.
And he's just like swinging blindly at them. He's not like calculating the hit. He's just like let me just swing my arm out.
Yeah, he just seems like he's just angry. He's like, I'm gonna get you.
And they end up going into the abandoned zone where Harry Warden was trapped.
Mm-hmm.
And we reveal that the killer is Axel.
Yeah, because
I'll let you.
Because Sarah actually, like, because when they were fighting on the minecart, they fell off the minecart, and then TJ loses his shovel, and Sarah picks up the shovel instead of using it against the killer,
just hands it to him.
It's like, here, you do all the work while I stand here. And
wow, this is terrifying here.
Yeah, and then when we get into that side area, like she picks up a rock, hits him with it, it's like actually doing some work, and is the one to actually rip the mask off, revealing Axel. And like it's like, Axel, why? And it's like,
and then we get a flashback of his father was one of the supervisors that Warden killed, and he was hiding under the bed for some reason, and saw him get murdered, and that made him twist. Which why has there been no signs of psychological trauma until just now?
Like
I know that the dance triggered part of it, but still.
Yeah.
He seems like a normal, well-adjusted guy.
He was all for the dance, though. He was all okay with it.
He was helping him put it together.
Yeah, like, if he wouldn't have wanted it, why would he help?
Yet the sight of a heart made him kill that chick in the beginning. But he's seeing hearts the whole rest of this movie. And I granted, people did die, but not in those scenes.
Yeah, like, it
kind of dumb.
Yeah, like
I know they were going for the shock ending, but it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
And they really tried to make it all
because he's like
together.
A completely loony.
Yeah, but he hasn't acted like that at all.
Yeah, and he knocks the support off. It gets trapped in the mine, and he's like, "Harry, I'm coming for you, Harry." I'm like, "Why are you talking to the guy that murdered your father and caused this trauma in the first place?"
Yeah.
And he's like laughing maniacally, and that's kind of our end of the movie. Is he's
Yeah.
And Sarah's even like, let me see him. And then they see him laughing maniacally.
Yeah.
It's like, why did you want to see him? Like, he just fucking tried to murder you.
Yeah, and it's like, and after we find out that Axel's really the killer, that's when we find out, Harry Warden's like actually died.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, he
ago.
died. Which,
like,
again, if he
dead.
just found that fucking file.
Yeah. Like,
we could have known that and then tried to figure out which also we should have just assumed it was something different anyway.
And then Axel would have been a prime suspect because of his involvement.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, that's right. His father was murdered by Harry Warden a few years ago.
Yeah, he might have
it's
some
like,
connections.
why are we just now talking about this?
Yeah, like I feel like that would have been a big deal to bring up.
Yes.
Like in any other kind of police
Everyone's
investigation.
a suspect.
Like in any other police investigation, this would have been brought up, and he would have been a prime suspect immediately.
As Randy Meeks said in Scream, everyone's a suspect.
Yes. Everyone.
Especially the person you least suspect.
I'll be right back.
So we don't have a lot of trivia on this one, but the budget was $2.3 million, and box office is $5.7 million. So it wasn't a huge success, but it definitely made money.
Yeah.
The director, George Malhotra, also did the movie The Hitchhiker.
Okay, cool.
And the guy who played Howard would go on to play Rowley's dad in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies.
Oh, cool.
So, hey, he's been in stuff.
That's cool.
So when they went to shoot in this movie, they found this mine that they thought was like really rustic and worn down, and they wanted to film there. Well, the locals were so excited they were shooting a movie, they cleaned the mine up, and they're like, yeah, we have to make this mine dirty to shoot in it. So they had to spend like $10,000 to re-dirty the mine.
That's hilarious.
Even though they're just trying to be nice to the film production. And it is the Sydney Mines in Nova Scotia. That is where this is located. And the director wanted to make a sequel, but the studio was like, yeah, he didn't make enough money. Even though we were making sequels of everything. Yeah. I'm surprised we didn't get a Happy Birthday to Me Too.
Like, it made money. I feel like that would have been reason enough.
It doubled its money.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, 2 point, you could have just made it also for two, like, you could have dropped it to $2 million. Because they didn't have to spend the extra money dirtying up the mine again. And especially, like, you could have Axel's not dead at the end of this movie. Have him escape from the loony bin. Or have something else.
Yeah, and then you can stop with, like, the intrigue thing and just go for straight slasher killers.
Yes, because now there's no mystery. We know who it is, and we can just get gross.
Yeah.
But we get real dirty, like those mine dicks.
Dirty mine dicks.
Yeah, I was kind of baffled that the studio was like, yeah, we're not going to go with this. And again, because they made sequels to everything, things that didn't need sequels.
Yeah.
So, but, maybe it's for the best. That's another movie we don't have to watch.
Yeah.
For this podcast. So that kind of concludes our talks. Final thoughts on the film, Cole? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
I liked it. I feel like it's definitely better than the remake, I think. The remake was just kind of like a...
Although the remake got the killer right.
Yeah.
TJ should totally have been the killer.
Yes.
Which I guess that's like obvious, but you made it obvious by the way you wrote the character. If you didn't, if you want him to be our main protagonist, don't have him be such an asshole.
Yeah.
All the time.
They definitely made it pretty. It's like, oh, like.
If I had to rate this out of 10, I'd probably give it a 6 or a 6.5 out of 10. Like it's above average. I enjoyed it, but it's not like, where I'm like, wow, I'm blown away by it.
This is not a movie that I would pick.
It's not life changing
out of like a large grouping of movies.
Like it's fine. I enjoyed it. There were some good kills in it.
Yeah.
There were some interesting camera angles, and it's a product of its generation as far as its genre. But all in all, just kind of an okay film for me.
Yeah, and really,
better than Happy Birthday to Me.
Yeah.
Maybe on the same level as Banana Splits.
I'd say Banana Splits is more fun.
Yeah, I give Banana Splits a little bit of the edge over this. I know some diehard horror fans might not like that. Although I think Harry Warden, like the design of the minor killer, is the best thing that we've gotten so far. That was really good. Like I want that NECA figure. Mm-hmm. But as far as the whole film goes, like it's kind of just meh.
Yeah.
Which, so stay tuned next time where we're going to be talking about the Nicolas Cage movie Mandy, where Nicolas Cage just fucking goes insane Nicolas Cage. So until next time, stay safe. Most importantly, stay nerdy.